Hello. Today I'd like to demonstrate how to change a lateral arm brake on a C-arm. The lateral arm slides back and forth like this, and when the brake's applied, it should lock into position. So the symptoms of a bad brake is it does not hold. To change the brake, first you need to take off this handle, and there's a little cover to take off. And then you can use a T15 Torx screwdriver to take off the handle. Now you need to take off this housing. It's commonly referred to as the doghouse. There are two screws on the front. These are also Torx screws. These are both T15s. Once those are removed, this housing should lift up, and you can just carefully set it here in the front while you're working. Now, the brake is right behind here. You may be able to see that it's black. Normally it comes out. When they're new, they're white, but as they wear and age, they get black. And they sometimes rip, causing it to not hold right here, where normally it would come down and pinch against this arm. To take off this unit right here, you need a T25 screwdriver. These are often put on pretty tight, so you can't just turn it by hand. There's a couple techniques to get this loosened up. If you have an adjustable wrench, you can go around the handle, and that gives you a little bit more leverage. So then it should turn pretty loose. Or if you have some of these bits that can go into a small ratchet, that should give you the leverage to take these out. And I have an electric ratchet here, so I'm going to do it with this for speed. You can now see the brake, and you can see that it's pretty well ripped up, and that's why it's not holding. Sometimes they're all together, but they wear and it gets quite slippery, so it doesn't hold. To get the brake off, sometimes they're stuck on pretty tight. Maybe they've been glued or just adhered over the years. But you can pull and tear it off. If there's some remain still there, a small screwdriver can usually be used to scrape it off so that it's pretty clean. This is what the new brake looks like. It's like a little round disc. Should fit right over this. We normally put a little drop of super glue. Not a lot, just a little drop, just to ensure that it stays right there in place. Put it on, just press it on, and you're all set. Now we need to reinstall this. Once again, use a T25. That one is a little bit snug. I think the brake was still applied. It was just so wore out that it was not holding at all, but it was in the closed position. And if it's closed, it does make it a little hard to line up the screws. You don't need to tighten those all that tight. Just give it a snug turn if you're using a screwdriver, and that should do it. Now at this point, if I put the handle back on, right now it's moving because the brake's not applied. If I put the handle on, just turn it, you can see now it's not moving at all. Put it back together. At this point, we want to put the cover back on, or the doghouse cover. These wires should be fine, but you want to make sure they get tucked in so they don't stick out or get pinched when the cover comes back on. Make sure there are no wires sticking out. And then your two long screws with the T15 go in. Handle has a little key where it goes in. Make sure that gets lined up. Also a T15 normally puts this screw in. One thing really important here is don't over tighten this. These screws, this particular screw here can break quite easily. So just put it in your fingers and just give it a little turn like that, and that should be all it takes to hold it. Put the little cap back on, just pushes in. Should be all set then. You should feel a lot more resistance now when you close it with the new brake. It should lock real tight. And you can see there, it's very solid, but it's very loose when the brake is off. And that's it.